Welcome to another episode of The Ronny Phillip Show. I'm your host, Ronny Phillip, with the Kingly Group at Keller Williams Realty. Also with Kingly Acquisitions, where we focus on acquiring value-add apartment buildings. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in Texas, give me a call, and I'd love to help you out in any way I can. And if you're watching this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, give us some hearts, leave us some questions, leave us some comments. Let us know where you're watching from, so that way we know who's watching. So today, I have an incredibly talented young entrepreneur from the PR industry. Ulyses Osuna is the founder of Influencer Press, and we're about to dive into how he scaled his company to 6 figures a month by building personal brands. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
So, I'm really excited for you to be on the show. This guy is 21 years old. So for all you millennials watching this video, make sure you watch it, get a notepad out, and take some notes, because this guy is making 6 figures a month and he's 21 years old. So, give us a quick introduction of who you are and how you got started.
For sure. So my name is Ulyses Osuna, and I run a business called Influencer Press. And at our business, essentially what we do is we get people on publications like Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, and then now we're focusing more on like YouTube shows and podcasts. And that's essentially what we do, a lot of PR and publicity.
Awesome, man. So, how did you get started in this business?
It was about 2 years ago when, I was doing online marketing at first.
Mm-hmm.
So creating websites, capturing emails, from websites and doing conversions and stuff like that. And then I worked with somebody like Jack Vale, who has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And then after that, I got invited to write at some of these big publications. So once I was writing at these big publications, I found like there was a big demand for people wanting to get featured and wanting to get known, right? So essentially what I did is like, somebody told me I can make money off of it. And at first I told them, I was like, dude, you probably don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then like a day after, I sold it to somebody and I made my first $2,000 in PR. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is it. This is the thing that I'm going to be doing. And that's kind of how I got started. Like, I was writing at the publications, and then it was a quick and easy transition to do PR.
Yeah.
Just because I was already in that space.
That's amazing, man. Because I think right now having a personal brand is probably the most important thing in business. Don't you agree?
Agree, 110%.
So, what did the beginning of your career look like 2 years ago?
The beginning of my career looked like a lot of sleepless nights.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of sleepless nights sometimes. But in the beginning, it was a lot like just doing things that I didn't know mattered or didn't move the needle at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent a good chunk of my time just doing things that I thought mattered but didn't really matter. And because of that, I went nowhere. And I went nowhere really, really fast. And that's essentially how it looked like. Like, I was at my parents' house. I was consistently working. I was always getting lectured. Because I was just working on stuff that didn't make me any money, and I wouldn't do stuff in high school. Some would do my work in college, and I failed every class in college except for business.
Wow.
And I did that on purpose so I can share that story and make it as cool as possible. But yeah, I just didn't do a lot of the work, and I was just solely focused. But I was more obsessed back then than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Like back then, I would sleep like at 11 p.m. and then wake up like at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning and just consistently be on that hustle mode because I really wanted it. Now you kind of get complacent a little bit, but
yeah.
Back then I was just like obsessed.
So what did those daily activities look like?
Woke up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I needed to get my mind right? So the initial thing that I did was like listen to motivational videos, do those affirmations like I'm the best, I'm a savage, whatever it is that got me pumped up. And then after that, I'd go online and read like a Neil Patel blog where I would just learn. And remember, I was doing things that didn't matter. So I was doing a lot of learning and a lot of implementing, but I was doing things that just like legit were not moving the needle.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need to learn how to do website design. I could have easily bought something from ThemeForest or a template or something like that.
Quick funnels, something like
Quick funnels, right? But I decided to do it the hard way for some reason. Like the daily activities just included that, really, like a lot of learning and a lot of implementing and doing stuff that just only helped me with my skills, but not so much with cash flow. And now I've learned like cash flow is really like what you need in business.
Absolutely, cash flow is king. So what did you do before you got into PR?
A lot of like website design. So I won a national competition on website design.
Yeah.
I actually created the official website for ForrestGump.com.
Oh, really?
So that's really cool.
So
yeah,
that's really cool. Make sure y'all check that website out.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen the movie, it's a really good movie too. But
so run, Forrest, run one.
Exactly.
Don't know.
Exactly. And you can see, like, if you look up ForrestGump.com, like on the bottom, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says created by Ulyses Osuna.
Wow.
So I think that's cool. But yeah, I did a lot of website design since that was the only thing I was learning. I didn't get paid to make that site. I made a lot of sites for Jack Vale because he was doing a lot of pranks. So I was redoing his website. I was doing sites that for pranks that he was doing and just things of that nature. A lot of capturing emails, making sure they convert into into emails and stuff like that, and then creating email sequences. So that's what I was mainly into.
So why did you pursue PR versus all other industries?
PR. So nobody gave me the time of day when I was doing a lot of other stuff, like website design, like email marketing. And because nobody gave me the time of day, I couldn't really succeed. Like, it was a lot harder, and I had to do things that normal people wouldn't normally do just to make it, essentially. And in PR, I'll be honest, like, it's one of the perfect ways to like slingshot your way up to the top really, really quickly. And people give you the time of day, and just automatically, when people give you the time of day, your success rate increases dramatically, right? Because then people respond back to you. They allow you to pitch them on something or whatever it is. And then once I did get to PR, it just aligned with everything that I wanted to do and become. Like, it helped me become somebody of worth, somebody of value. I was getting asked to do interviews, to write for other publications. Things just came a lot easier to me, right? And that's what PR kind of does for you. Like, it helps you accomplish those shortcuts.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of my in one of my previous episodes, he talks. My guest Travis Chappell talked about how like networking helps you skip a lot of steps. Like it lets you gives you the fast pass.
Yeah, it does.
On the roller coaster of business. So
100%.
I thought that was a pretty interesting insight on that. So tell us what influencer press is and what exactly do y'all do?
Yeah. So influencer press is mainly, so now what we focused on is more like the high net worth public relations. So doing press for people that are doing like 100 million or more a year. And what we do now is like, we used to just get press to get press, right? If somebody wanted to get featured on Forbes, like cool, it's gonna be this amount of money, they pay us, and then we'd help them get featured on Forbes or whatever. But now it's more like strategic media placement. And I can give you an example of that.
Yeah.
So one of the ways that we would get, one of the objections that we would get is like, why should I choose your company over any other company? And one of the ways to bypass that, or to overcome that with strategic media placement, is to get a press placement based off of that objection. So we have an article in the Huffington Post that says, $1 million PR companies look to this 20-year-old for advice. So every time they ask me, why should I choose you over another company, then I kind of just send them that that link, and in that link it shows the company that come to us for advice, and another competitor of ours asked us to buy them out. So just showcasing that in that article is proof to them, because I no longer have to say it. I no longer have to try and prove ourselves because the prestigious publication did that for us. So.
Wow, that's incredible. So what kind of clients have you worked with so far?
Yeah, so probably what my favorites, which by the way, don't get upset if you're watching this, but Ed Milet is one of my favorites for sure. If you don't know, Ed Milet is chairman of WFG. He's really big on social now.
That guy is incredible.
Huge.
That's like one of the people I look up to the most. He's like such a genuine soul,
Yeah, he is. And then there's Ben Lee. He was also really cool to work with. So this guy created the app for Tony Robbins and Snoop Dogg. So he was really cool to work with. Another guy is like Ryan Stewman, probably one of my favorite clients, just because I really align with him. And really those are probably my top. I'm probably forgetting a lot of them.
Kevin Harrington.
But Kevin Harrington. So we get people on his show. But we've done work for Ty Lopez. We've done a course with Ty Lopez. So yeah, a lot of them are really great. But I guess my top three would be those.
Awesome, man. That's pretty incredible. And give us more of an idea of what your ideal client looks like now.
Great question, dude. So the ideal client right now is essentially the CEO that has a massive company, but yet no personal brand whatsoever. Because, and this is the reason why I say this, is because last year we helped out a fraud get massive press on these publications. He was a 21-year-old. He had no website, very few social media, no proof that he sold a business for $100 million, and we created this persona that he did. Right? And because of that, he was able to get in contact with Gerard Adams, who sold his business for $50 million, with Ryan Blair, who sold his business for $750 million. So if we created this persona, this guy, right, that created a business over $100 million and he sold it, that was his exit, then, you know, just imagine what we can do for the person that actually has done something like that and they're ready to come to light. Right? Then it's a lot easier for us, because we used to serve the influencer and it would help them out a lot, but with somebody that has nothing, then like the amount of results we can bring to them is huge. So those are our clients now.
So what does that process look like if someone, like right now,
Yep.
like your ideal clients is those, you know, those big CEOs and stuff.
Yes.
What does that process look like whenever they say, hey, I want to, you know, build my personal brand? So what exactly would y'all do
Yes.
if someone came to you?
So first things first, I need to know exactly what they want to be seen as, right? That is my job, to extract however it is they want to be perceived as and put that to the public, put that to the masses. Once we figure that out, then we need to create article headlines based off of that, because one of the first things that people do before they buy into anything is research, right? Like you said before I even got on here, you researched me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what people do. It's just natural. So what I want to be able to do is control what you see about me.
Wow.
Because if I can control what you see about me, I can almost in a way control what you think about me. And that's where the real power lies, right? Like if I can control somebody thinks about me, then I have the upper hand, then I have the leverage, I have the respect, whatever it is. So we create article headlines based off of that, but we don't do it for the big publications yet, because you can't really control what gets put on the big publications.
Yeah.
Right? That's up to the editors, that's up to everybody there. So we get it on the smaller publications, because what we're looking for is three things. Speed, so speed of which the articles go up, because you don't want to wait 2 months to get on an article, right?
Yeah.
Ease of use, that means like, or ease of acceptance, I mean, so like how easy is it to get accepted, to get, you know, featured or whatever. And then 3, control. You want to be able to control what gets put. If you have all 3 of those things, then that's when you want to get those articles, the ones that you really want to be pillar pieces into those, you know, into those articles. And then after that, you leverage it to get onto the bigger publications. You leverage it to get verified, a Wikipedia page, to collaborate with other top people in your space. But it's always those pillar pieces of content that you consistently going to use to like leverage for those types of things. So
Perfect. Wow. Make sure I'm taking notes. This guy is just full of gold right now. So what was your purpose of starting this PR agency?
I've always wanted to be the one.
Yeah.
Right? The one that everybody talks about, but hardly anyone becomes. And that's what I help achieve with my clients. Like a lot of people want to be the one, right?
Yeah.
They want to be the Neo in their own story. And that's, you know, same thing applies with me. I've just always loved that. So that's kind of like the main reason why we started it. 1, it was making money. But 2, it aligns with that, with my goal, my overall goal for me, not only for me, but what I can do for my customers, for my clients, right? And if I'm obsessed with becoming the one, then I obviously know kind of like what it's taking to kind of get to that spot.
Yeah.
So I just have to break that down for me and give that to everybody else. So that's kind of like the overall vision, I guess.
Man,
the purpose.
That's so awesome. And what are your best tips for building a personal brand?
Best tips is, in order to become, you know, kind of like the one or align with those top people, one of the first things that you want to do is align yourself with those people from the beginning. So what I realized is like, from the beginning, right, my company is called Influencer Press. So I knew from the start, if I aligned myself with those influencers, I would get the rub-off effect from them. I'd be able to charge premium pricing and all that type of stuff. I didn't have to start, you know, climbing the corporate ladder. I didn't have to do mom and pop shop press or any of that type of stuff. So even right now, we're gonna do celebrity press right away. We're gonna work with celebrities, right? Starting from the top. And for those of you wondering how are we gonna do that, you know, if you look on Netflix originals, I'm pretty sure a lot of those people in the Netflix originals want to get to the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
So one way we would help them is get the press they need in order to use that as leverage to hopefully get onto the big screen, right? And so right away, if I'm aligning myself with the type of client that I want, then I kind of am that type of person as well, right? So that's a good tip if you want to start from the top and not really have to work your way up.
Oh, perfect, man. And do you believe what you know or who you know is important, and why?
It's okay. That's a great question. So I'm gonna put a little spin on it. Kind of. It's more so who knows you, right? Because I can know Matt Monero, I can know David Meltzer, I can know Ed Milet. I can know that in order to connect with them, I need to do these types of things. But if they know me, that's way more important because they'll probably reach out. They'll probably want to collaborate. They'll know me as the go-to, and that's essentially what we're trying to do, right? We want people to know us. Which then in turn always leads to us knowing them as well. So, yeah.
Wow, I was not expecting that answer, but that's pretty awesome. So, what does your daily activities look like now?
Yeah, daily activities look like, so I no longer do kind of like the affirmations or anything like that. I should, but I wake up. I live with my best friend and the CEO, and then kind of like everybody comes over to the house. So like the entire team comes over to the house. We mess around and then we do work, and my overall role is kind of being the face of the company now, which is why I'm getting on podcasts and all that type of stuff. I'm trying to become the face of the business. And daily activities, I play a lot of Rocket League, so a lot of games, or just one game in particular. I love that game. It's kind of like every time I take a break or whatever, I'll just go play. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of daily activities just include like, everything's online, really. Yeah. For us, we don't have to go out and see our clients. We do now more, but yeah, usually we don't.
Wow. So. Cool. And what motivates you? What drives you to build this business? There's a lot of 21-year-old kids. Yeah. I know, and they're out making 6 figures a month. So I want to know like what really drives you, and then what's your mindset?
Yeah. So what drives me now is kind of like I'm in a position where I need to feed people, right? Like I have a team that really depends on me. They look up to me and all that type of stuff. So it'd be really horrible of me to just kind of put that aside and leave the business and then have them go look for other jobs. So like that's a big motivator, right? Now that you have a team and I have families to feed. So I'm kind of seen as like, okay, I need to do this, right? Also, I love doing this, but if you're 20-year-old, 21-year-old, whatever, you're in this age range, think about it this way. Like, you really want to live the rest of your life kind of flying by, or would you rather work 2 to 5 years, however long it takes, maybe even 10 years max or whatever, to get to a place where, you love what you're doing and you're making a lot of money off of it? Because they say, money doesn't buy happiness or whatever, but it will rent it, right, for a little while. And if you can rent it every month, then, I'd be pretty happy. So I'm a lot happier now that I have money than when I didn't. Right, because we would go to Walmart or whatever it is, Toys R Us, and I'd be like, "Mom, can I buy this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, not today," or something. Like, and not that it's materialistic, but I'm limiting my happiness because I'm not able to play with the toy, even if it's for like 5 minutes. Right, I'm limiting the things, me being able to travel or go to Silverwood or go to a place where I can have fun, because I didn't have the resources or the money to go there. So, yeah.
So what would be your advice for millennials? Like, say they, fresh out of high school or just dropped out of college or anything like that. Yeah. What would be your advice for them?
My advice would be like, what is it that you want out of life, right? And then kind of reverse engineer what you need to do to get there. Because I would, I kind of ask people sometimes, like, if you had to choose between doing what you love or kind of, having a boring business but having a lot of money, I'd probably choose having a boring business but making a lot of money, because then you could do what you love once you have that money, right? Then you can probably outsource, whatever it is that you're doing. I'd much rather do that than do what I love and kind of have a little bit of money coming in, just because I've been in both ends of the spectrum. Yeah. So I'd much rather have that money. So hopefully, you guys think of it that way as well, where you care about the money that you bring in, because ultimately it does improve the quality of life, not only for you, but for your family.
And do you think college is important, especially as a business? I know in like certain fields, like becoming a doctor, a lawyer, a pharmacist, nursing, it's required, but as a businessman, do you feel that is important?
Right. No, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it as important, right? 'Cause that's why I dropped out.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a big time waster, which it was. Doing homework that didn't really matter and going to classes and being tired and all that type of stuff. Because you can leverage time, you can leverage money, but you can't really leverage or you can't really replace like your energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you have a set of energy every single day. You need to make sure that that's not wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And school would waste a lot of my energy, right? So I think personally for business, I don't think it's as important because you can get a job either with us or with somebody else without really needing a degree. I don't have a degree, and we have some of the biggest clients that I think in the world. I think that's amazing. So, but obviously for like if you're going into the medical school, you can't really like drop out, cut someone up, and be like I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, but with everything else, with business, I don't think you really need to go to it.
Yeah. And how do you balance like your work life, family life, social life at the level you are now in your business? Because you're managing $100 million clients, and you have a whole team and different things like that. People always ask me, what is the balance? Is there a balance, or how do you?
It's definitely tough.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather not like have a balance, right? But it's like you're doing your family a disservice. So I have a list of quotes that I always kind of tell myself, and or read to myself, and one of them is, "Don't deprive your mom of what she loves the most." And what she loves the most is her kids. So I don't want to deprive her of being a mother to me, right? And sometimes I will do that. So like not so long ago, it was my brother's birthday, June 20th, and I totally forgot to call him because I was out in LA doing stuff. And they called me, FaceTimed me, and then they were doing a birthday party for my brother and all that type of stuff. So I got really sad that I wasn't there and that I wasn't able to be there for him or even remember. So that way that balance is really tough, but you just have to make that conscious like effort that no, this is your family. Like you need to become a man. So it's hard.
Yeah, it is pretty challenging, especially if you're running a business. And what do you like to do for fun?
I like to play games.
Yeah.
I like to listen to a lot of music.
What are your favorite artists?
Favorite artist, definitely Eminem. I know Drake just came out with an album. But if I had to choose between Eminem or Drake, Eminem would slaughter Drake. So for all you Drake fans. Anyways, yeah, so I love to listen to music. I love to play Rocket League. I love to just be on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. And then I love to hang out with my friends, like hanging out with friends, which is why they come to the house all the time. Because my friends are the people that work for me or work with me. It's just like, I love it.
Dude, that sounds awesome. And what are you most grateful for right now?
I'm grateful for the team. Like, it's family of choice, right? Instead of family of origin. And I love that because we're all going towards a certain thing. And I used to be a diehard solopreneur. Like, I didn't care about a team. I would, like, if it was me against your team, I'd beat them every single day. That's my thought process. But now I have a team that loves and supports me, and we get along, and we go to trips together, and it's just overall we're going towards something big, and we're going at it together. And that's probably the biggest thing that I'm grateful for. So if you guys are watching, thank you.
Hey, make sure I share this too, because he's talking about you.
Yeah, share.
So if you had to start your business from scratch in 2018, you had no money, no influence, no connections, nothing.
Yes.
What would you do differently?
The biggest thing I would do is focus on cash flow. So right from the beginning, I would work with a big influencer, but charge them little to no money, just so I can get that big name, and then go to other people that look up to that big name, be like, oh yeah, I've worked with it, them, your mentor, whoever it is, and then charge them that premium price, and then use that money, reinvest, because I did not reinvest in the beginning, and then just kind of snowball effect that, up to the top really quickly. And then I can go to the other big influencers, say that I work with, the big influencer that I originally worked with, and just kind of do it that way, like all over again, but this time more strategic.
Yeah.
Because at first I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I knew like the concept, but I didn't know exactly what to do. Now I know more so what to do in order to get to that place.
Yeah. And what does your vision look like for your life and your business 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I have a big agency, whether that's in LA or New York or wherever it is. But I'm not there. I'm in Thailand, so enjoying like the beach and drinking a glass of wine or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I'm very lazy, but I kind of want to live that lifestyle, like not the digital nomad lifestyle, but being in a big mansion with the nice cars and just being able to be at home. relaxed and have the agency over there. So if I want to fly out, where I walk in and everybody's like, working towards a certain vision, that's my goal. And then just be with my partner, like at either at the mansion, or just kind of like, no, not at the mansion, but probably have separate mansions where he has a girlfriend, I have a girlfriend, we have the nice cars, and we're kind of like looking back, we're like, we made it.
Yeah.
So that's my vision.
So what is making it?
Making it is like I want to be like, hopefully by the time I'm 25, so I have 4 more years. By the time I'm 25, I want to be seen in the same light as Ed Milet, as Ty Lopez, as Grant Cardone, because they're seen in the same light, but they're a lot older.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to be kind of like that first guy to like be in that young spectrum, but seen as them, right? Seen as like one of those power players. I never really liked being compared to like Gen Z or millennials or anything like that. I want to be compared to the top, not the people that are going to the top.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But yeah, that's what making it is to me.
And do you ever feel like we're all chasing our potential? Do you ever feel like you're gonna hit it, or is there just no ceiling to it?
I feel like I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm gonna hit it. I don't know when. Hopefully really soon. Right, that's my goal right now. But after that, I'm not sure. I don't know. Like after I hit that glass ceiling for me, I don't know what's next.
Yeah.
Would love to see my mindset though when I do make it. See what happens.
Yeah. For me, I feel like there is no like ceilings. Like we think there is potential, but then we always learn more and more.
Right.
Especially with the people you're meeting right now, you're just like, man, I gotta think bigger. Even interviewing you right now, I'm just like, holy crap, I gotta think so much bigger than I am right now. So it's like, I don't think we ever will hit that potential. At least that's my opinion.
Thank you.
So, what was the biggest failure and lesson you learned in your career and your life?
There's 2 of them, but I'll probably talk about one. So 2 years ago, I was bartering with these contributors, paying them, giving them a slice of the cut, and I didn't know it at the time, but you're not supposed to do that. Like that's completely illegal. So the FTC was on my ass. I was gonna get like pushed. I was gonna get bad press about me. I got blacklisted from all the major publications.
Yeah.
So I kind of like had to rebuild my entire business and doing it right. So that was like a very scary time for me because I was like 19 and I didn't go into it wanting to game the system. I went into it because I wanted to be the one. I wanted to build an actual business. So I apologized. I did everything that I could to rebuilding business, and now we're here where we're at now. But at the time, I was like very scared because I was like, wow, all I wanted to do was become the one and all that type of stuff. And literally, I'm gonna get slaughtered by these major publications, by the legal team, by the FTC, all because I made a naive mistake, right? And that happens in business. It happens in life. That was probably my biggest failure, but we overcame it just through months and months of like doing it correctly and doing it right, essentially.
Yeah, that I think especially in our careers, I think it's really, really important to find someone who's doing what you're doing or having like a mentor or coach. So do you have any mentors or coaches you look up to?
We do. I mean, yeah, I do. 2 of them. One is Sterling Alexander Griffin. Okay. So he taught me a lot about like just moving the needle. Yeah. Hiring out a team, just working in your zone of genius, doing the things that only matter, and enthusiasm and all that type of stuff. Like his mindset, he can demand what he wants in life, and he will create that. Right, like that's super powerful. For us, we're like, holy shit, I don't have enough money yet. Things are not going right, but we're focusing on that, and what we focus on expands. So there's that. And then Ryan Stewman is also a great like mentor of mine, and that dude is just hardcore like hustle and going bigger and all that type of stuff. So I really appreciate him because for one, he sent me a lot of business, and 2, like just my mindset is a lot better just from working with Stewman and a lot of systems in place and things of that nature too.
And you talked about like with the first mentor, how when you hired him, I whenever I interview guests, just so y'all know, guys, I watch their other podcasts so that way I can understand better. When you hired this guy, you made what, $90K in like 15 days or something? Yeah,
immediately.
That's crazy.
Immediately, because I was doing a lot of things that didn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Like you, as a business owner, you kind of think of like, oh, this is what I'm doing. It's what I've always been doing. It's working. I'm making this amount of money every month. But he was like just a simple switch, right? Simple change where I just focused on selling the entire month, just focused on getting clients, right? Being the face, and the entire team focus. Because there's 3 things that you really need. attraction, who's going to bring the clients, conversion, who's going to close the clients, and then delivery, who's going to deliver to the clients. That's really the main three things in a service business. So once he switched my mindset to, instead of being the solopreneur but more into the CEO, I made a buttload more money, and I was still very, very free in my business because I had the team doing things, and I didn't have to be the hero in the story essentially. So yeah, he really helped me out.
So having a coach or a mentor is important, don't you agree?
Super important. It's the main reason why I'm able to grow at a fast rate. You learn from their experience, not your own.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think, what's the biggest thing holding you back right now to get you to that next level?
So that's a good question. So I realized, like, with the past mentors, I just didn't know what I needed to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they kind of teach you, like, okay, this is it, then we can, take action towards those steps. So right now, I probably need to find a mentor to get me to that level of, of Ed Milet or of Ty Lopez,
Mm-hmm.
if it's in terms of wealth or if it's in terms of, publicity or whatever it is. I just don't know what it is. I'm doing what I can right now, which is great results. But who knows if, like, 4 years from now, these results will lead to that. So I just don't know. I just don't know what I don't know, essentially.
So if whoever's watching this and you can help this guy,
hit me
reach
up.
out to him,
Yes.
because I'm so inspired by what you're doing. It's so amazing to see, because I started my business at 21.
Yeah.
And you're already in the business and you're already making tons of money and being a huge influence and helping people build themselves. And I just think it's so cool that you can always start early. And that's one of the main reasons I started the Ronny Phillips Show. I wanted to bring young professionals like Ulyses onto the show to show what the possibility of what we can do in this life. So there's that. We're gonna do this thing called a random round. So these are questions you haven't seen yet. So what profession other than your own do you think would be fun to attempt?
Probably the real estate game.
Really?
Yeah, I've just heard you can create lots of wealth in in the real estate game, and I've seen, like, Grant, just always talk about it, but yet never selling anything on it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, when are you gonna come out with something so I can buy it?
Yeah. He's actually coming out with a book.
I pre-ordered it yesterday.
Yeah, so I think that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what Grant is doing with apartment buildings, that's what I'm focusing on now.
Yeah.
That's how you scale faster. I think commercial real estate is better than being in residential.
Yeah.
So yeah, next question would be, if you could sit on a park bench with someone of the past or present, or even the future,
Yep.
and you could talk to them for an hour, who would it be and then why?
Probably not be anybody entrepreneurial, but would love to, like, sit down and just talk to Eminem.
Okay.
Because, like, I feel like that dude is just, like, a lyrical genius.
Yeah.
I just like, he is considered the GOAT. I mean, at least I think so, right?
Yeah.
Considered the GOAT. Like, if anyone went, against him one-on-one, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's just on top. So would love to just, talk to him about a lot of stuff.
What would you ask him?
I would ask him, first things first, I'd ask him is, like, why didn't Slaughterhouse, like, the group that he signed, work out? Because they created, like, one album, and then they were creating a second album. Second album never went out, and then people just kind of left their own way. So would love to know, like, why. Because that was kind of like his gift to the world once he was, like, retiring, essentially. Yeah, that'd be one thing I'd ask him.
Oh, cool. And how do you like learning best? Is it books, blogs, podcasts, videos? What are your favorites?
One-on-one, really. Like, the mentors kind of, like, because if I watch videos, it's not always tailored to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I talk to somebody and if they kind of, like, okay, this is my situation, what do I need to do now? And they tell me exactly what I need to do. I love learning that way because it's, like, directly correlated to me and my growth. So.
Awesome. And give us a glimpse of your morning routine.
Morning routine, when I had it or now?
Yeah, just either.
Okay, so when I had it, I would wake up. First thing I would do is I would go to, like, the list of affirmations that I have and just, go through them over and over and over, and I would envision how my life looked like, and I would tell myself, like, oh, I'm the best, and I'm going to make this happen, like, what are you going to create today? And I'd get myself in that specific state of mind before I face the world or before I face the day, because things are going to happen throughout the day that are not going to go your way. So as long as you have that, that mindset, like, okay, it's a test. Like, this is testing me to see if I really want it or whatever it is, you go in with a certain intention instead of letting life kind of happen to you and you reacting to it.
Perfect. Awesome. And what's your go-to pump-up song?
Go-to pump-up song is Savage Time by Big Sean.
I haven't heard that one.
That's a good song. It's a good song.
And what are you not very good at?
What am I not very good at? I think I'm not very good at being a team leader or being a CEO. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, I mean, they might tell you different or whatever, but I always seem like, damn, like I'm not, because I'd rather get some work and do it myself instead of like delegating or being a boss or, hey, making sure this gets done on a deadline or whatever it is. Like, we have a great team, but that's probably because they're great, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe because I'm not that good of a leader as I'd like to be, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, I think we all feel like we have weaknesses, you know. So I think you're doing a spectacular job, by the way. But I think it's like with you and your personality, you're always chasing,
right,
to become the better version of yourself. So I think for me, I feel the same way. Like,
yeah.
As far as like leading, I always feel like I can do better. So I know how you feel on that one.
Yeah, that's me right there. Yeah, me and you.
And what's one place online where we'll find you the most?
Probably Facebook.
Okay.
So if you're sharing this out, I shared it out. You can, just add me on Facebook. Always active there.
Awesome. And this is a side note. I just wanted to ask. Like, you're verified on like Instagram and Facebook. How'd you even do that?
Yeah. A lot of people ask that question. So it's very simple once you kind of know how to do it.
Yeah.
But essentially, the number one thing you need is press, and that's the business that we're in. Because you have to remember, the person on the other end verifying you, they have to see that you're a notable figure, right? They have to see some way that you're a public figure, and that's the only reason they're going to verify you, right? So if you kind of control again what they see with the pillar pieces of content, they see like, oh, you've been featured, even if it's not the big publications yet, but it's your name's in the title, you have a picture of yourself, and you're controlling what they see about you. Then even if you have like a Forbes Inc. and Entrepreneur, the other links that they're checking out, they don't even have to check them out because they already have the perception of like, oh, you're a big shot already, and then boom, they'll probably verify you.
Yeah. So 21 years old, verified on Facebook and Instagram. That's pretty awesome. What can my audience do to support you?
You can follow me on Facebook if you want to learn like how to get on Forbes or Inc. or like Entrepreneur or any of these big publications. I do have a course, but I don't like promote it heavily. I just promoted it today. It's usually $2,000, but like if you guys want it, we'll give for Ronny. I give it you for like $500. And this is essentially what my team goes through before we even hire them. Like if we're hiring a PR specialist, they need to go through this, because if they don't, like, then they won't be equipped to get on these publications. And a lot of people think it's hard, but it's really not. It's just taboo. Like, so people don't know what to do or how to get on there. But like just like anything, once you kind of know, then it's a lot easier.
Perfect. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything like that, we're gonna answer every single question y'all have on there. Leave them in the comments. We'd really want to make sure you get the most value out of this video. If you're still watching this and you found this valuable, please share it with your friends. Share it on your timeline. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you so much for being on the show, man. It was an honor having you on here. If you have any questions for me, let us know in the comments, and we hope to see you on the next episode of the Ronny Phillips Show. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a great day.